Hey everyone, welcome back to Open. We welcome back our next guest, who is no stranger to the show. She's an Emmy-award winning poet, actress, indigenous activist, educator, and the Nuyorican Poets Cafe's executive director. She is a Bronx living legend who has become a pillar within the Bronx arts community. And her most recent endeavor is the new musical tour rendition of I Like It Like That at Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, where she will be reprising her role of China. Everyone, please welcome Emmy Award winning poet and Nuyorican Poets Cafe executive director and my sorority sister, Caridad de la Luz, la Bruja.
We're back.
Oh, yes. I know, we were trying to calculate. No, thank you. I mean, it's a beautiful thing that, you know, no matter where life takes us, we're able to come back.
Yes, yes.
And share.
We're rooted here. This is, you know, our roots, and I'm so happy to be back and to be sharing, and, you know, so much happening in the Bronx, too. I like it like that here in Lehman Center.
I know,
Super
because
excited.
the original one was downtown at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, which is now Pregones PRTT.
Yes.
But now it's up here in the BX at the Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, which is, that's a lot of seats to fill.
What is it, like 2,000 or
Yeah.
something? Yeah.
Yes.
So, and we're almost sold out.
Look at that.
Yes.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
Right, but we're going to lead into that one because
Okay.
that's a juicy topic with all of your co-stars. I mean, they put a nice all-star cast together.
They really did.
They did. But I want to talk about the last time we had you on, right? Because the last time we had you on, we had you on virtually, and you had just won your Emmy.
2022.
That's right. And you had just become the executive director of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe.
Yeah. 2022 was a big year.
It was.
Yeah.
And I mean, you're still like making noise and but there's just a lot of like things that are in development, right?
Sure.
I want to say we're always a work in progress anyway.
Yeah,
right?
we're always learning, growing as we go, and for sure.
Yeah.
And the time flies. You
Right?
know?
I know. We were just talking about, like, wait a minute, how are we saying 15 years, right? Again, with the Boogie Rican Boulevard, that's another topic we're going to touch upon.
Yeah.
But I want to talk about, like, you becoming the executive director, winning this Emmy, taking over the establishment, like the administrative aspect of it, and then it closing down because it's under renovation
Oh, yes.
for 3 years.
Oh, yes. So,
Okay.
becoming executive director of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe was not anything that I envisioned for myself, you know, starting my career poetically at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe back in 1996. The founders were my mentors at the time, and so after the pandemic, it was shut down, right? And so they needed to resurrect it from the pandemic, and I was already on the board, and so I was like, maybe I could do this. And here we are in 2024. I'm almost 3 years as the executive director, and
Congratulations on that.
Thank you so much. And it was like being engaged to the Nuyorican Poets Cafe for 20-something years, and now we're married.
Right.
Like that's, so I got to see all of it, you know.
So you're dealing with your commitment issues?
I had to, you know, I had to clean up. And so the building itself is on 3rd Street. If you've never been, you need to go when we reopen in 2026, but it's been there. That tenement building is a 100-year-old building. And so we are in what we're calling New Year Reconstruction. It's a $24 million restoration renovation project that now will make the entire building functional. So we're going from
Not
one
even
thing.
functional. It's actually gonna like make it like more modern, right? Aren't you modernizing it?
It's completely being gutted. The one thing that is remaining is the bricks, which is iconic.
Yes.
Right? You know, everyone knows
Thank
Nuyorican
you.
for the bricks, the
Okay.
facade,
Uh-huh.
you know, the cornice piece, you know, all of that stuff. That's the restoration portion. But everything else is going to be brand spanking new.
Brand spanking new.
Yeah, an elevator.
Right,
Lo
that's
que
what-
nunca,
that's what I
yeah.
said. I was
Yeah.
like, wait a minute.
And we've only been functioning out of the bottom 2 floors for all of these years, and now we will go from 1 theater to 2 theaters, a flex space, dressing rooms, and a garden in the back.
Dressing room.
Yes. Lo que nunca.
I know. I know.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
I try to share with everyone. Like, I was discovered at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe to be in this position, and so I'm just sharing that because it's a home. It's been a home to a lot of us.
It is.
And I remember being there where we didn't have cortinas to change into costume.
Let me tell you, I cleaned out that place, and the dust bunnies had machetes. It had never been cleaned, like for real. But cleaning does serve a purpose, because out of that cleaning came an archive, right? So there was a hoard, honestly, of a 50-year hoard of cultural accumulation.
Wow.
Of the founders, their works, the writing, photography, journals, all kinds of beautiful things. So out of that clean out has emerged an archive that now been writing grants for to organize and catalog and all of those things. So
Right, which is important because that's our history.
it is our history. Yes, it's
On
our
papeles,
history.
on papeles, in
Yeah.
notebooks.
Yeah. Oh no, I was looking through napkins, because
Never
you never know,
I hear
right?
you,
Because
I
we had
hear you.
Basquiat,
Yeah.
at the
Yeah,
bar
right.
at points. We've had luminaries. We've had like MF Doom, the MC. May he rest in peace. He started his career there. Like from poetry to hip hop to theater to Latin jazz. All of those things have been, home inside of the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. So it's been a big job. But in 2026, we shall reopen and then have a big homecoming. And
Yeah, that's going to be exciting. I mean, I
Yeah.
commend you for taking on this task and for holding it down, because
you.
it should be one of us. It should absolutely be one of us.
Thank you.
Right? And so on that note, like, what's that been like for you, balancing out being the executive director and allowing La Bruja to live as a performer?
Well, La Bruja, the performer, had to take a back seat for a while, even though I was doing performances to raise funds for the Nuyorican Poets Cafe. So I've been developing a new one-woman show called From Poor to Rico, and I did it at the Nuyorican and did, all the funds went towards the cafe and the renovations and all of that. But I definitely was starving. The artist in me has been starving. But it was necessary, and so that administrative hat had to be put on, and changing the infrastructure administratively, writing grants like crazy, putting my writing towards something
Right.
else,
I
towards
understand,
the
yeah.
bigger purpose.
Right.
So my personal writing had to take a backseat, but for the greater good of our culture and for the legacy, it's 50 years. We celebrated 50 years on Halloween, actually.
right.
And Halloween is a big,
Yep.
So we're going into, yesterday we celebrated our 51st anniversary. And so Halloween has always been a big deal to me, not just because I'm La Bruja. Halloween is, my parents got married on Halloween. When we write, we spell. It's like the unholiday of holidays. So it made all the sense in the world that they would open on Halloween as well. So it was super, super aligned. But, doing this work so that it lives beyond us.
Right.
So this legacy continues for our children and our children's children.
Correct.
So
Correct.
that's what the work has been about. And it has not been easy.
Right.
There was times that I was sleeping in my car outside to hold space for the dump trucks, the moving trucks and stuff, because parking in Manhattan is crazy.
Right.
So,
You had to do what you had to do.
had to do that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but the reason I asked is because I know you have this book that was just released, which is beautiful.
Yeah.
Because that's your history.
Yeah,
right
my
there,
personal
right?
history.
Your own personal history, Boogie Rican Boulevard, which I had the privilege of going to see at the Puerto Rican Traveling Theater. What was that? 15 years ago.
15
I
years
can't
ago.
stand where we talk like
I
that.
know.
I'm like, oh my gosh, that's over a decade. Like,
For
what?
sure. Like this, bling. And my daughter was 9 at the time. My son was 11, and my daughter played a role in Boogie Rican Boulevard. So, so this is, this libretto was designed by Oliver Rios of O Rios Designs, and another sorority sister did the photography because she was there. She took the photography.
I just want to show it to everybody.
Yeah.
Yeah, because look, it's really nice. It's the script itself, and then there's like images. I mean, we'll probably show a digitized version of it, but just so that you guys
I
have
played
an idea.
7 characters in that, and actually I started at the Nuyorican Poets Cafe as a one-woman show when it was just Boogie Rican, and then it became Boogie Rican Boulevard. I did it at La Tea for several months, and then took it to the Producers Club, and then to Puerto Rican Traveling Theater, and Miriam Colon was alive at the time, and she was a mentor, and time
I
is...
know. And now you're doing China.
And now I'm doing China.
Again.
Yes.
Again, right. No, I want to lead into that because we're running out of time.
PRTT has been a home for so many things. So it housed Boogie Rican Boulevard, and then we did I Like It Like That for a good 6 months, and that was crazy. It was a lot of great work, and I'm so excited because this episode, my castmate we're back. We're both back. We're both on this episode.
On this particular
episode. So, we did it back in, what was that? Oh my God.
I know, what was that, like 7 years ago? Was that?
2017.
2017.
I couldn't even do the math.
Yeah.
So now here we are in 2024. And we're going to be bringing it to Lehman Center. And this time it's the musical concert version. So last time it was the theatrical version.
Right.
But now we're focusing more on the music itself, right? So it's the concert version. And we have all-star cast. We have George Lamont, Judy Torres, Michael Stewart, Aubrey Bermudez, Lee Burgos. We got Flaco Navaja. And then the 3 ladies have returned, Rosemary Almonte, Chachi del Valle, and myself.
Yes,
so,
nice.
Yeah, and Wadis Jaques, who's our director, who's a director back then and is director this time again. So it's super exciting and very Nuyorican, very Newark Rican. We're the babies of that Fania generation.
Right.
Salsa was so important to our families, and so to be able to bring life to this music and show kind of, the context in which it was created, because the story is in the 70s, takes place in the 70s in the barrio when the Young Lords were being, formed. And so it's just amazing all the way around.
I can't wait. It sounds amazing. I mean, I love the show itself. I mean, the show is a huge success. I mean, you just said it. It ran 6 months, and we're not talking 6 months on the weekends. It was like 6 days a week. So,
no, yeah, it was like 8 shows. 8 shows a week we
8
were
shows
doing.
a week.
Yeah,
right,
that
my bad.
It was crazy. No understudy.
Yeah.
We did that.
That's a major commitment.
Yeah.
And I congratulations on that. I know you guys open tomorrow.
Yes.
Almost sold out. Blessings to y'all.
Thank you so much.
And I bet we're all gonna like it like that.
Oh yes, we're gonna make sure that everybody likes it like that. We're bringing our best forward, and it's so much heart. Like we cry in our rehearsals, and it's very emotional, very 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 meaningful.
Yeah, baby. Ay, Dios mío, te quiero tanto.
I love you, sis.
My
Thank
sister.
you.
Caridad de la Luz, everybody, La Bruja.
Thank you,
I
Mom.
love you so much,
I love you
sis.
too.
I love you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You guys, once again, for more on her and all her endeavors, you can check her out on Instagram at La Bruja NYC. And I Like It Like That, once again, is set to take place Saturday, November 2nd at 8 p.m. at Lehman Center for the Performing Arts, located at 250 Bedford Park Boulevard in the Bronx. And for more information, you can visit lehmancenter.org. Stay tuned. Our Open Artist Spotlight is coming up next.